Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to this bonus reading. I woke up this morning and I felt like doing a kind of like a modified Celtic cross. So it's kind of like it is a Celtic cross that we're going to do, but I figured that I would do a Celtic cross, and this is going to be the most important thing that you need to be doing or working on for the rest of the year. So between whenever you watch it until the end of 2021. I know I already did one of these, but it's just a bonus. Why not, right? Let's see what comes up for you here, Scorpio, as far as now till the end of the year. It looks really good. I feel, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's you, that a lot of your readings are kind of all about like hard work and things like that as well. We even start with the Three of Pentacles and your present energy here. So I feel for a lot of you, you are working really hard. It's kind of funny because your crossing energy is a Page of Cups right here. And I'm just going to jump right ahead to the thing that is crossing you, Page of Cups. To me, it makes perfect sense with the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles, really good card. To me, it's a card of like quality work and things like that. But there is an element here of needing to make something a reality. There is a water triangle right here at the bottom of the card, and that water triangle kind of represents something needing to be made a reality, something needing to be brought down to earth. You have the world right here. It's almost like something needs to be accomplished here in, it's almost like something has to undergo, a grounding process is what I'm feeling here. So for a lot of you, I kind of like this energy because I feel like you are very, very close to accomplishing something great. Maybe it just needs a little bit more focused and, a little bit more focus. Maybe it just needs a little bit more kind of razzle dazzle. Maybe it needs a little more elbow grease. And really, quite simply, I feel like that's what this whole entire reading is saying. It's saying whatever you're working on, whatever you are trying to create, I feel like it just needs just a little bit more. I feel currently that some of you could be feeling like walking away from something here. For some of you, this is clearly a relationship that you could be thinking about walking away from. And again, quite simply, if you want to put the work in, and of course the other person also has to be willing to put the work in, but if you want to continue the relationship or if you want to fix it, it is totally in the cards here, absolutely. So I'll just tell you right now that again, if you're trying to maybe get something going relationship-wise, but you're kind of wondering like, do I stay, do I go, do I walk away from this person? I feel like you could, again, I'm not telling you what to do, you can do whatever you want, but I feel like you could give it a chance if you wanted to with this Eight of Cups and with everything else here, because I feel like with just a little bit of work, it could turn into something wonderful and something great. But again, the choice is yours, you have free will. For others, this is clearly a project, something you've been working on for a very long period of time. I feel like the past 4 to 5 years, you've been working towards something. For some of you, it could be work or business related. For others, it could be like school or, basically anything you have to learn with that Eight of Pentacles as your outcome there. So I feel for a lot of you, it's like you've been working towards something here, and I feel that you are kind of thinking that maybe it would be better to move on. In the area of your foundation, you have the Two of Cups. Again, perfect match, right? I feel like for some of you, that whatever it is that you are thinking about walking away from, whether it's love or a business, it is actually like a perfect match for you, even though it might seem different, right? Both these people are meant to look different on the Two of Cups, and because it kind of represents the fact that, it could represent two opposites coming together. So if this is love, you could be opposite of the other person, of the person you're with. If this is a career or a business, it's just kind of like saying there is a difference that needs to be overcome. There's just like a little bit of something that needs to be done here to turn the situation around. And I really get that feeling for you that this reading, I wouldn't really call it a turnaround reading. I would say it's more of like a improvement reading where it's like you're kind of taking something that isn't perfect, here. Basically, you're polishing a turd here. I would say maybe that's not exactly right. I feel like maybe you're kind of, maybe you're looking for some gold, right, in your life. But I feel like it's like you have a lump of something, mud, right? I feel like if you wash it off a little bit, there's going to be a lot of gold underneath that mud. But it has to go through a process. And, I feel really that's what this reading is more talking about. It's like a refinement, reading, where it's like you're taking something that's okay in your life, you're refining it, you're making it a little bit better, a lot better, I would say. Pretty powerful stuff, I would say here, because it's like a perfect match for you. This right here is this staff right here represents communication. So again, if you're dealing with a person and you want to turn it into gold, totally possible. Maybe it's not perfect right now, could be improved, right? I feel like communication would be the answer. The lion right here also represents ego as well. And it doesn't mean like, oh, you have an ego, right? We all have an ego. Of course we have an ego. We need an ego to survive. To me, we can't truly remove the ego and like all this other spiritual mumbo jumbo that people put out there. Like, that, like they act like they're not supposed to have an ego. It's like we need an ego to survive, for various reasons. So, the lion there can represent balancing it out, balancing the ego, or even feeding into the ego as well in certain situations. In the area of the past, you have the Seven of Wands here. Seven of Wands is like defending your position at the top of a hill. For some of you, I feel that maybe you kind of feel like you peaked in the past, like you were at the best possible point that you could possibly get to. Those are the words that are popping into my head here. I don't think you've peaked yet here, Scorpio. I don't care if you're 90 years old. Doesn't matter. I feel like there's like more to your story is what this card is saying for whatever reason. Those are the words that I'm getting. In the area of the near future, yes, it's going to be work. Like I feel like it's going to be work for you to continue to move forward. I feel like if this is a relationship that you're trying to turn into gold, yes, it's going to require work. Same thing with a work or business or career. It's like, yeah, I think it's going to require a little bit more energy than you kind of feel like putting in. I'm just here to tell you, I think the payoff is going to be worth it, right? I feel like putting the extra work in, going the extra mile, it's like this to me is saying the rewards are going to be worth it. And that's really what I feel here. Ten of Wands is a card of exhaustion, but he's about to reach his goal right here. He's about to reach this village. He's about to be able to put these burdens down. I really feel this reading is saying don't give up just yet here, Scorpio. I feel like you need to kind of keep pushing here. Over the next few months, you have the King of Swords, and I feel over the next few months, you are going to notice that things become more and more clear. I also feel like you're I do get like a little bit of cockiness here, Scorpio, in a good way. I feel like you're just a little bit more certain. I feel like you're a little bit more sure of yourself as the days go by. I feel like you're slowly starting to kind of be like, you know what? I do know what to do. I do know what steps to take. I do know the right answers. So I kind of do get like this more, motivated energy here. I get this more driven and also focused energy, but really I kind of get this, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but like I just feel like you're certain of yourself here over the next 6 months or between now and the end of the year. That's not 6 months. It's only like 4 months. But yeah, that's what I get there. Next, in the area of your closest relationships, you have the Six of Cups. So in all relationships, not just love, I feel like you're going to be feeling good. Six of Cups is like an energy of like childlike happiness and, good things coming in. I'm talking about, if we're talking about all relationships, it's a card of happiness and things like that. Some of you, I do feel, could be like welcoming children to your family. You could be the one having children. It could be someone else. But, regardless, I feel like it's a very good thing. I feel a lot of like this birthing energy here. And I also feel it here as well, which we're going to talk about this in a minute. But to me, the world is a card of birth. It is a card of like a birthing process. So I do feel for a lot of you, you could be kind of like experiencing these birthing processes in life. Or, there could just like, I just feel like a lot of newness around you here. A lot of kind of like purity with the Six of Cups. I do feel the Six of Cups is also talking about a turnaround. Even though I wouldn't really call this a turnaround reading, the Six of Cups is a gift from the universe, and the gift we receive is a turnaround. I mean, we receive the ability to move forward, basically, in, whatever area of our life we desire, whether it's work, business, money, spirituality, doesn't really matter. So I feel for a lot of you that this is saying, if you've been bumping up against obstacles in work or business over the past 4 to 5 years, where it's like I see you like working hard, and you're like, man, maybe this is the best I can do. I feel like this is saying, no, there's more. Just keep pushing, right? Keep pushing yourself forward. In the area of your future feelings, the world. I feel like you will be on top of the world. I feel like I titled one of your readings recently on top of the world, and I feel like you'll be feeling on top of the world. I feel like you'll be feeling like you actually accomplished something. I also feel like you'll be feeling like you're ready to start over. The world is the last card in the major arcana, and it kind of represents the end of a cycle or, the end of a period of time. But it is a card of birth. It is a card of being birthed into a new world. Again, the Fool always gets the world, and then he starts over. He starts again. So I feel for a lot of you that between now and the end of the year, you're going to be feeling like, kind of like starting over. And here we go, Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles can be a card of focus. It can say like I said at the beginning of the reading, it's like something is almost perfect, but it's not quite there yet. You have the Three Pentacles built on this card, right? But he's standing on this bench. He needs to get off. He needs to kind of get things planted on earth. He needs to bring something down to earth here. And I feel like this is your answer to your entire reading. Really, it's pretty simple. Like I said, I feel like your entire reading is saying you're kind of refining something. You're taking something that is mud and you're kind of washing all the mud off. And I feel like underneath is gold, but you have to get through the mud first, right? That's what this reading is saying. So I like this for you here, Scorpio. I feel like there are going to be a lot of good things coming in for you. I'm not going to clarify all these cards, but I am going to clarify some of these cards here. So let's see here, Scorpio. I'm going to clarify the near future here. You have the Page of Cups. Something just feels like a pipe dream. I like the Page of Cups personally. I do feel like it is saying keep dreaming, keep imagining, keep picturing yourself accomplishing your goal. But it's a little bit of a pipe dream. Page of Cups, we can get to a point with the Page of Cups where we're just like, okay, this is never going to happen, right? We can get to that point. So I do feel like this is saying, keep pushing. Again, you have the Page of Cups twice here. Keep pushing forward. Keep moving towards your goal, and you will be successful. It is going to require work, but, again, I feel like you will be very successful if you keep pushing forward here. Over the next couple months here, you have the Magician. I really feel you have the talents, gifts, skills, and abilities necessary to be successful. The Magician reminds us there's not only one way of doing things. So, again, if you're wanting to improve a relationship, for example, or if it's not where you want it to be, you're thinking about walking away, Magician says, hey, there's like more than one way to kind of make it work. But maybe it just needs a little bit of work. It needs a little finesse, a little elbow grease, like I said at the beginning of the reading. And the other thing is maybe your first attempt doesn't work. Like if you talk to your partner and say, hey, I'm having these problems, I would say that this is kind of reminding you that it's like they're not going to be perfect right away. So it's like you're going to have to give them a chance. And maybe they have some requests for you as well. I think sometimes we forget, again, not calling you out here, but I think sometimes we as people, we forget. If we have a request for our partner, they might have something for you as well. And that you're also gonna have to change, right? Or you're gonna have to make different. But if you do it, I feel like this could be a very good relationship, especially if you're in a relationship. If you're not in a relationship, by the way, I do feel there could be love coming in for you, but it does look like love at a distance. So I feel like some of you could be getting into something long distance here. Let's look at your close relationships. Ten of Cups, very happy. Like I said, childlike energy, children, happy home, happy family on the Ten of Cups. So a lot of happiness. Again, if you're looking for love, I love the Ten of Cups, really good card for love. I'm going to go all the way up. With the World card here, you have the Ace of Swords. Like I said, feeling on top of the world. Ace of Swords is a victory, so definitely feeling victorious. And with the Eight of Pentacles here, you have the Justice card, doing what's important. Justice, to me, is the 80-20 rule. It says you will get, basically it's cause and effect. If I invest energy in something, what do I get back? The Justice card says make sure you're investing in the things that return energy to you. But it's also the 80-20 rule. It says we get 80% of our results from 20% of the work that we do. So it basically says do the 20% and don't burn yourself out. A really good reading. Again, I feel like you're going to be feeling on top of the world. I feel like things are going well. So thank you for being here, Scorpio. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy the rest of the year.